Is your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
We get to the main event. And you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, "We want truth."
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, "We want truth." You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes me off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
What can the Memphis Grizzlies learn from the Thunder Pacers NBA Finals series?
Your style of play is not something that you really have to change. Both of these teams love to play fast. Both these teams love to play really aggressively on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Friday, June 20th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, we are getting a Game 7 in the NBA Finals by virtue of the Indiana Pacers winning Game 6 last night in Indiana. We will get to everything that took place last night and get you ready for a Game 7, which is going to be going on Sunday night. We'll get to all of the news and notes of the day and get you ready for the weekend ahead. It is a Friday. It is hot outside. It is the first day of summer. Smile, let's do it. Turn it up. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, ton of stuff to get to, not the least of which was, yes, sirs, the Indiana Pacers forcing a Game 7 against the Oklahoma City Thunder after winning Game 6 last night in Indiana. Before I get to anything, I can't wait. Welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Clone Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senor Sack, Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Nick Carp, John Lance. He's Dr. Thunder.
Hello, I'm Dr. Thunder.
Hello, John.
Hello.
How we feeling today?
We're okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Everything's according to plan.
Is that right? Well, you did get lucky. Because you would have been in there in your box all alone. Devin and I were both not going to show up if Oklahoma City won a Game 6 in Indiana. Devin, of course, in Nashville as Nashville Dev. And you would have just been doing the show all alone, talking about a Thunder victory. Not in the cards. Sorry, bud. Bud. I mean, the killer instinct obviously showed up. Jalen Williams, who oddly, and I haven't seen if Shams has reported it yet, but it seemed as if from the conversation that had been going on for the last few days that people are all ready to at All-Star Weekend next year in Los Angeles, I believe. They were just going to go ahead and, along with whoever the current class is, just go ahead and induct Jalen Williams into the Hall of Fame. They were just going to put him there alongside Scottie Pippen. Mm-hmm. And after his 40 ball in Game 5, was a minus 40. I believe that is the worst in NBA Finals history. It's hard to be minus 40, and he pulled it off.
It is very
amazing feat.
He has to be the first player in playoff history to score 40 in a game and then be minus 40 in the next game.
Yeah, that's a stat muse for you. Look, that
Put
game.
up the graphic, FanDuel.
That game was decided in the first half. There's no doubt about that. It was 34-33. You were probably feeling good.
No.
And then there was a 30-9 run, and by the time we got to halftime, it was 64-42. And, you know, a lot of the things that we've talked about with the Indiana Pacers, it was how can you, what we have seen, and as this went on, we talked about how you didn't have to have these crazy underdog extenuating circumstances of winning the three-point line by this massive margin or winning the free throws by a massive margin. But we had talked about, like, that had proven not to be so, even though they did that last night in the first half. They had 9 3-pointers, and Oklahoma City had 1. The thing that we talked about going into the series was, and we saw this when Memphis played against Oklahoma City a month ago, and that was when you don't turn the ball over, which is much, 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 much easier said than done. When you don't turn the ball over, you can play with them. The gig is when you have a quarter of your points that come in points off turnovers, then we said that number is in the 20s, 20% or more. And that number, unbelievably, and this speaks to how amazing they are defensively, that number did not go down in the playoffs. It still remained. That was not just a regular season effort thing. They have proven to be a team that is amazing at turning you over and also amazing at converting off said turnovers. And when they do, you have a massive problem on your hands. And then you got to last night, and Indiana was the one doing all the turning the other team over. They had 8 steals in the first half of that game. Oklahoma City had 0. It's 0 steals in the first half last night. The first live ball turnover that the Indiana Pacers had last night was with 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. That is, I would have told you that is an absolute impossibility versus that team. With the havoc that they cause, with the getting in the passing lanes, with the every time it seems like somebody wants to dribble, you're under duress. I don't know how. I honestly, like, that should be studied. How do they not turn the ball over one time on a live ball turnover until there were 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter? And again, as we have said, it's easier said than done. But Indiana looked like Oklahoma City last night. They were the one in all the passing lanes. They were the one that it was hard to dribble around. They were the ones making Shai Gilgeous, like, interestingly enough, they did not pressure the ball like they had in other games. They kind of waited for everybody to come to them. I loved the throwing Siakam out on Jalen Williams. And like, all right, you had 40. Okay, now you get this tree on you. And it did not last for an extended amount of time. But I think I read this morning that he had spent 12 minutes in the series on him, and it was 13 minutes last night in the game on him. And so, look, Rick Carlisle pulled it together, and it was not unexpected. I certainly expected the Pacers to win last night, just given the ebb and flow of the series. And this is a huge win. This whole series has been a massive win for home court advantage and small markets, because one of the things we talked about going into it is, and we know this from living in Memphis, when you get to the playoffs, it is not just a bunch of people that started liking your team. It's generally people that have been here the whole time. They're the whole time. Like, it's the season ticket holders. They're the ones that have all the seats. And there is a middle-class fan that is able to go to these games that many times in the big cities is priced out, right, when it comes to the playoff seats.
certainly trying to get a family of 4 there. I mean, it costs an absolute fortune. You can't go to the Knicks-Pacers Game 7 unless you had, like, season tickets. Season tickets are expensive as they go. So Indiana and Oklahoma City, both of those environments have been absolutely unbelievable. And Oklahoma City has just been a radically different team, honestly, the whole playoffs at home than they have been on the road. I think I saw this morning the net rating is like a difference of 26 points. They need people cheering for them. They are like 10-2 at home, and the 2 losses are buzzer beaters, and they are 5-5 on the road.
And they didn't cover any of their 5 wins.
They covered one of them.
Covered one of them.
And that was the run out in game. That was the game that if Indiana is to lose Game 7, it will. I told you this.
Game 4 is the one they're going to.
It's always going to be the one.
Yeah, Game 4, yeah.
It's always going to be the one. I never think about Game
They were in control of Game 4. They had control of that game. Indiana did.
Yes. Well, it's weird.
You kept looking up and you're like, well, why is it only like a 6-point game then, you know?
I don't think of Game 6 when it comes to the Warrior series. That's not the one I think about.
Yeah.
I do not think about Game 6 when it comes to the Lakers series. The last 2 times that the Grizzlies were in long series in the playoffs, it is always an earlier game that you let go of the rope. And you go, oh, if you just would have won that one. And you can go back, and this is through the history of the NBA. Generally, long series, there's always one pivotal game that you're going to look back on. But last night, that was your consummate great home court advantage, but also team with its back completely against the wall. And they missed their first 8 shots, and they still had all the energy and effort in the world. And their crowd was still, it was like, okay, when these shots start dropping, you can tell they are, you know, Dave Yeager used to always talk about bringing force. They were the ones that brought the force. Yes. And you could tell early in that game. And, you know, there's this general sentiment that Oklahoma City knew they had a cushion and, you know, like, and again, no matter what you say, no matter what pregame speech you have, no matter what kind of conversation you have, no matter what you try to relate to the sideline reporter, who every time in these situations, the sideline reporter is going to say, Mark Daigneault has made sure to let his team know that, you know, we can't treat this like we have, you know, another game. Like, this needs to be, we need to keep that edge and we need to take care of business tonight and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all right, that like, very rarely happens, right? Where that team is able to, like, summon.
It's a mental thing.
Having the edge, right? Psychologically, you know that you have a home game where you are intensely comfortable and be able to take care of business.
You could tell.
Yes.
You could tell that. The number you mentioned saying that they didn't have a live ball turnover until 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Like that.
It's just.
We've seen Oklahoma City enough this year. They literally win with defense. Like that's them playing loose and just not get laissez-faire, whatever it is. That's them not playing to their capabilities.
But I will say this.
But that is very, very dangerous to do against this Indiana team.
I also will tell you this, Roser. It wasn't just as bad last night as a team that didn't maintain the proper focus because they're going to have a Game 7 at home if they lose, right? They played horribly.
Yeah.
Like, you look up and down. They had never, like, things that they had not done in over 103 games. 103 games they played, right? They never turned the ball over that much.
Yeah.
They never had that few points through 3 quarters. In all of the games they played the entire season, the one where they could win the title that night, I mean, it wasn't just they lost. It was unbelievable, like how many stats were set last night.
Yeah.
Things that they had not done all year long. And so, look, I think people could say, hey, they were laissez-faire. They've got this other game. You know what I mean? Like, they'll show back up, whatever. But there's another thing that, like, could it have been partly the heightened pressure of the situation? And you could say, well, they're not pressure because if they lose, they're not, you know, it's not over. But the Larry O'Brien trophy was there.
Yeah.
The goggles were there. The champagne was there. How do you throw up that big of a colossal dud?
Maybe they did feel it.
Right?
Maybe they did feel the pressure a little bit.
How was it that big of a dud? Because they had the lowest point total through 3 quarters of any game they've played. They had more turnovers than any game they've played. They got carved up.
Yeah. I mean,
TJ McConnell style.
Yeah.
For the culture. I wish Dev was here so we could celebrate TJ together.
No. He's in his second home, Nashville.
You got to be worried. You got to be worried.
I said here on this show last week, I said when OKC was down 2-1, I said I thought if they're going to win, they better win this in 6 because you don't want to get to a Game 7 against that Pacers team. But I'm going to stick with the Thunder. It's still Thunder up. It's still Dr. Thunder.
Let's relive some of this last night. Did you see TJ McConnell's dad show up?
Yeah.
This was amazing. TJ McConnell's dad showed up last night at the post game on NBA TV while TJ McConnell was being interviewed, and they put him on the air.
What's the distance you need between you and your dad to yell at him for not being taller or not marrying somebody that was taller?
I mean, I know he's standing right there, but
my man, come on in here. Come on in here, Pops.
Unbelievable.
Who's more fired up?
He's so embarrassed.
I love him.
That's unbelievable.
Good to see you, man.
Unreal.
He
finds a way to get in.
Yeah. Congratulations.
DJ, I saw a picture in the
I'm going to tell you right now, he's a warrior. You're right. It doesn't matter how tall you are.
That's right.
That's your fault.
The heart of a champion.
Yes, yes.
Question. What do you think of his performance tonight?
Excellent. Just disappointing, missed 2 foul shots in the beginning. I kept saying, man, I wish he'd have made those 2 foul shots. But he recovered, and we won the game. So I can forget about the foul shots. Anything can happen in Game 7.
Always.
We're going to OKC to try to win a world championship. And my son's a part of it, and I can't believe that.
Why were you harder on him and softer on your daughter?
He says that, but
It's
that's
true.
a lie.
It's true because it's true.
My daughter was an undefeated state championship. He lost in the state championship. We lost 2 games. So undefeated. He didn't play as well in the state championship. He played great, but we didn't win it.
It's unbelievable.
The truth hurts.
Gotta love it. Truth hurts.
Gotta love it, TJ. Got to love it.
Now she's with the Mercury, so I can't be more proud to say I have a son in the NBA and I have a daughter in the WNBA. This is a dream come true, and I'm going to OKC for my son to play in the championship game to win the world championship.
25 years from now.
Yes.
Does your dad have an agent?
I love this guy growing up.
No, he doesn't need an agent.
I would love to represent him.
I'm sure he would love that.
TJ, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for lending us your dad. Great performance.
Hey, TJ, you can go.
That is an all-timer dad showing up. And, dude. You see everything you need to know about TJ McConnell. His dad, why is dad talking about foul shots?
The worst of the kid. You got to be so embarrassed.
It's the most dad thing ever. I relate to that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, his dad, like, TJ McConnell's 11 minutes in the first half were an absolute tsunami. Like a tsunami.
He's done it a couple times in this series where he comes in and he's just...
First bench player in NBA history with 60-plus points, 25-plus assists, and 15-plus rebounds. TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell.
Yeah.
The first guy to ever do that off the bench?
He's, as he said, they got to guard me now.
Unbelievable.
Did he say, was it 2 games ago? Yelled out they got to guard me now?
And then how about when he said he didn't play that good in the state championship? And you can hear TJ McConnell go, unbelievable. Like, how is this happening to me? We just won Game 6. We forced the Game 7. I played amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my dad talking about how I missed 2 foul shots and I choked in the state
high school championship game, yeah.
Unbelievable. You know he was so much easier on the daughter too.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, as a guy who's got a son and a daughter, I understand.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
No.
Right? Poor TJ sitting there, but that TJ stat is absolutely unbelievable. How much did you die inside when Tyrese Halliburton, who looked wildly hobbled in this game.
Yeah. So
how
hurt.
did he even play through it?
So hurt.
Sideline steal and then throws it to Siakam, and then he kills Jalen Williams in broad daylight. That was, good grief.
That was awesome.
This is infinitely more dangerous than Memphis.
I love the unnecessary no look.
Oh, no.
And no, that's one of my favorite things. I love when players do the unnecessary no look. Like they're doing a no look pass, but it's like, bro, it's not a no look pass. You absolutely saw them. That dunk was awesome. Jalen might break his leg right there.
Breen was not nearly excited enough. He wasn't. Mike Breen was not nearly excited enough.
The Brazilian and the NBA Brazil and Korea, those calls.
NBA Brazil is the one. They're the ones.
Yeah.
Last night, this is the call on Brazil on the Brazilian broadcast.
Jogo segue. Jogo segue com 18 pontos de vantagem. Halliburton tenta roubar. Rouba a bola. Faz o passe com Siakam. Pascal!
That's me!
Siakam bota alguém. Bridgefield. House out.
Let's go! My man said, let's go. My man said, let's go. I love you having to sit there and just. Can we watch it again?
Just
please.
This.
In fact, I may just do this for the next hour and then we can go to the weekend.
Yeah.
It was euphoria.
You better pray the Thunder don't win on Sunday.
Com 18 pontos de vantagem. Halliburton tenta roubar. Rouba a bola.
Well, nobody's hosting on Monday.
On his head!
We're just going to replay it.
Let's go!
Siakam bota alguém. Bridgefield. House abaixo.
Last night I got a text from my Ringer compadres. We got a video guy, we got a producer, we got Jacoby, whatever. Ben Shepherd hits the three to put him up by 30 at the end of the third quarter. He said, you want to start recording early? I said, absolutely not. We're savoring this. We are savoring this. Drag them. Drag them. The PA announcer last night for the Indiana Pacers. A moment for him. By the way, unbelievable work by Indiana having a camera on the PA announcer while that was going on. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's head
cool.
taps.
That's cool.
The head taps.
Yeah.
Play it again.
Yeah.
Roser, you're going to get to see this highlight so many times.
You got to do the head tap.
Listen to that friggin' crowd. Yeah. That place is on fire last night.
Oh, that place was insane. That reminded me.
Oh, also.
I'm dead serious. That reminded me of 2011 Game 6 here against the Thunder.
Hey, do you know that last night there was an almost 7-minute stretch where Oklahoma City didn't score, and that is the longest scoring drought in over 20 years in the NBA Finals? I just wondered if you had heard that.
Oh, okay.
7 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost 7 minutes where they didn't score. And that it was history.
Yeah.
You got to witness history last night with your beloved Oklahoma City Thunder. You have had a lot of ups with your team.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we broke up the Grizzlies core.
But hell cometh. Hell cometh.
Hell cometh.
you saw that man's eyes roll in the back of his head.
Siakam. Yeah, that was weird. What is that?
Oh, here's the longest scoring droughts in NBA Finals in the last 20 years. Oh, number 1. Your Thunder last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
History. Glad I got to watch history.
Hang on.
What?
Number 2 is the Spurs.
Yep.
They won that series. Number 3 is the Raptors. The Raptors won that series. 2016, there you go. Golden State didn't win that series. 2014, Miami didn't win.
It's very rare that we are getting a Game 7. You know, I mentioned this one with Jacoby last night. The last time we have had a Game 7 in the NBA Finals,
2016,
was when LeBron came back. And then when I went back and looked at that, the first thing that dawned on me,
I remember so much about that day.
But obviously everybody remembers a block by James, right? Like that's the Kyrie 3 and the block by James.
The block by James,
right?
Kyrie 3, and Draymond Green was awesome.
But Draymond Green having 32, 15, and 9.
He was amazing.
But, I mean, nobody remembers that.
Yeah, a lot of people Most people don't.
His whole career is different if they win that game.
Yeah.
Seriously, like how he is viewed.
Yeah.
He is the guy that had maybe a triple-double with 32 points in a Game 7 against a LeBron James team.
Yep.
And that's forever. Instead, they lost, and it's like, wow, that's a hell of a box score.
That's back when Draymond Green wasn't a terrible three-point shooter.
Right? And before that, it was 2013 with the Spurs and the Heat.
Nobody remembers Game 7. No, you remember Game 6, not having Duncan in, Bosh rebound, kick to Ray Allen. That's the shot.
And
that's the one you remember.
Battier hit the threes.
Yeah.
And then you have 2010, which is the Celtics and the Lakers.
That's one of those I think is going to be. I think there could be some similarities with that Game 7 and the one we're going to see on Sunday.
Oh, because the Celtics were up 3-2 and then lost the series?
Because Kendrick Perkins got hurt, and then you got to Game 7 and the game's in the balance, and the Celtics looked like the tougher, better team, and then the Lakers started getting every whistle. Kobe was 7 of 24 in that game. Gasol was rebounding everything. But the Lakers got every call. Every call.
It's going to...
in the fourth quarter.
You know, I thought about this.
And that's how this can go.
You know, I thought about it over at the beginning of this week, right after, what was it? What was the first? I guess it was Monday's game? Yeah, Monday's game. So Tuesday, they had all of the different press conferences about this, right? And Rick Carlisle, oddly, went to absolute war for the officials and Scott Foster while everybody was saying that was what's happened here. Actually, that was after Game 4 where there were 71 free throws. We said this is like a miscarriage of justice. What? Why are the Thunder allowed to play the way they're allowed to play, but every time the Pacers do anything, there's a foul called on it?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. And Scott Foster, known as the extender, caught the brunt of it. And Rick Carlisle went way out of his way to talk about how great Scott Foster is and defend the officials.
Yeah.
And at that very moment, I thought to myself, he knows this dude's going to get assigned Game 7.
Yeah, probably.
Why not be Scott Foster's biggest fan? He's playing chess here. Because why would he go out of his way not to talk about how, he wishes this, most of the time, coaches come and they say, hey, especially if they feel like they got a bad whistle. And he obviously thought he was getting a bad whistle. He got a tech, 2 minutes into the game? Or whatever it was, a few minutes into the game, right? So it's obviously a guy that was displeased with what happened with the officiating. But you would go and you do usually you get mad and you say, hey, we want it to be more even. We think that this should be, right? They're able to get away with this. We're not able to get away with half of the stuff that they're able to get. And you want to bring attention to the fact that you think you're on the wrong side of the whistle here. Instead, He went the complete other. I think he's like a master psychologist. And when Scott Foster gets assigned to Game 7, it's going to be the funniest thing ever because Rick Carlisle used a press conference to talk about how good Scott Foster is after his team might have been screwed by Scott Foster.
Yeah.
You think Scott Foster is going to be?
Who were the refs last night?
You think there's Tony Brothers, Zach Zarba, and
David Guthrie.
Guthrie.
Yes, Foster will be on Game 7.
Probably.
He will be, yeah. If Zarba was on this, Zarba and Foster are the guys. So if Zarba was on 6, Foster will be on 7.
So if you are Rick Carlisle, you probably knew that could be the case.
Yeah.
And so now the guy that, again, psychologically, you're not going to want to screw the guy that went to bat for you publicly.
Yeah.
How many coaches have you heard go to bat for Scott Foster publicly like that? I mean, Rick Carlisle's done this like this entire time. Do you know he just picks out these people? Like, you remember when he went to bat for Doris Burke when that story came out? Now he's gone to bat for Scott Foster. He's like the defender of, right? The people that are at the wrong end of the conversation on social media. It's like Rick Carlisle has become their defender. But there was certainly a part of me that when I saw him going out of his way to be effusive in praise on NBA officials and Scott Foster, that I thought, oh boy, he knows. This is smart, actually. I thought to myself, this is smart. Because if he catches Scott, if he does, now he might not get Scott Foster, but he might.
Yeah, I bet they would, yeah.
So if he does, the lead ref on that game, in the most decisive game of the season, is going to be a guy that you spent a press conference talking about how good he is.
Yeah.
You think he's going to want to go out of his way to bust you up? I doubt it. They're still humans, bro.
They are.
Still humans.
I think Scott Foster is probably more savvy than that.
No.
And kind of knows it.
No. Really?
For an NBA Finals
Go
game,
look at his record in Chris Paul games.
Yeah, Chris Paul's not playing in this.
I understand, but don't tell me he's too savvy because everything out there every year tells you that if he is reffing in the Chris Paul game, Chris Paul is losing that game.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an issue, and they're going to get into it. And then he does it again every time.
Yeah.
Scott Foster and Chris Paul, like, there's a real thing there that's not just internet created. We say it every time, and every year for a decade it would come to pass. It's like, bro, he really does hate this guy. And he has good reason to hate this guy.
What was it? I do believe this, like, as full of crap Tim Donaghy has been, I do believe he was absolutely right when he said, like, whenever it was, he goes, we absolutely officiated Allen Iverson different.
Yes.
We absolutely did. Like, we hated him.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, and that's part of the Gilgeous-Alexander thing is that, and Harden was still this way too. You never see them like showing up and flipping out on the refs.
No.
It is very smart, right?
They don't show him up. No.
That dude gets the best whistle.
He does.
Even if you want to say he's not a foul merchant. The whistle he gets is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, any bump.
I mean, he pushed off, traveled.
Any bump.
And got the call. Like.
Well, and that one being so flagrant and so out there and replayed 100 million times while Scott Foster is standing there watching it, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
And look, the guys that are not reckless when it comes to the refs, it's why I've always told you, right? Ja, go be friends with them, bro. It serves you no good to. It serves you no good. They just get mad at you.
Yeah.
They just get mad at you, and they're not going to start giving you calls.
I think that ship has probably sailed.
No.
I don't think that's Ja's personality. I don't think he's ever going to be friendly with them. That's just not his personality.
Maybe not.
Jaren could.
Maybe there's a difference between being friendly with them and reacting every time.
Yeah.
That you don't get it. That has to be saved.
But Ja wears like the emotion. You can see it on his face.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but he's like
Jaren can though.
Demonstrative.
Jaren can do something about not getting called for stupid fouls. Now, he can also not commit stupid fouls, but, like...
Can you imagine if Jaren Jackson Jr. had 4 points in a game last night like Chet did?
Yeah.
What the hell is Kendrick Perkins talking about?
What did he say?
He went on Gilbert Arenas' podcast and called Jaren Jackson Jr. the most overhyped player in the NBA. Who is hyping him?
Yeah, who is hyping him? What does that even...
Who? He just lost $200 million because he doesn't get hyped.
Who is hyping him?
And the other thing is, and Kendrick Perkins is now becoming worse than Stephen A. At least Stephen A. is just going to, he'll just end up letting it all go. I don't understand what happened with the Perkins thing. Honestly,
he's trying to be Charles Barkley.
No, I really don't understand because he went, forget the John Moran. Then he goes on and talks about how Memphis's culture, their huge mistake was getting rid of Dillon Brooks. Just fine. If you want to say that, right? You lost an edge. You didn't have Dillon Brooks. You know what I mean? That things changed. Except there's literally clips of him pouring honey. Remember this?
Yeah.
When he made the bear comments to LeBron, and there is a YouTube video. Is Dillon Brooks a liability? Kendrick Perkins says so. He's literally the guy that said that Dillon Brooks was a liability to the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Just contradicts himself.
Fast forward, and now the reason the Grizzlies have fallen back, even though they were 2 games out of the people talk about the Grizzlies like they weren't 2 games away from the 3 seed.
Yeah.
They talk about them like they have fallen off the map.
Yeah.
It was 2 games different.
I mean,
It was 2 games different. And a lot of those teams,
by
the way, the 3 seed got smoked.
They act like we're the 12 seed.
And they had LeBron James and Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And they got smoked.
Yeah.
And nobody says a word about it.
Yeah.
They don't say a word about it. They got crushed. Non-competitive. And nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Grizzlies got beat in 4 games. The last game, 3, they were up by 27 at halftime, and John Moran got clipped. 4, they lost by 2.
Yeah.
They lost by 2 with Scottie Pippen Jr. starting at small forward / point guard. Yeah, this is the same guy is going this tragedy that the Grizzlies got rid of Dillon Brooks. It was the same guy on national TV pouring honey and saying Dillon Brooks is a liability to the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So he's on national TV saying the guy that we traded was a liability. Literally, the word he used was a liability. And now the reason that they have fallen back to the pack is the mistake they made in getting rid of Dillon Brooks.
No.
I'm in banana land.
No, the reason, it's so dumb. The reason that they fell back last year as the season went on is because they freaking salary dumped Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia. If they would have kept those guys, the end of the season would have gone better than it did.
Also, hilariously, Kendrick Perkins was talking about the danger of the city of Memphis, a place where he signed.
Yeah, he was going to come here.
He literally signed to Memphis.
And Kendrick Perkins, shut up about Memphis, dude. You never come here. You don't. I do know Stephen A. Smith has been to Memphis. I know Stephen A. Smith has been here not just for Grizzlies games. I know Stephen A. Smith has been here for NCAA tournament games. I know Stephen A. Smith has been here to speak at the University of Memphis. He's been here and done his radio show here when he used to do an ESPN radio show. He has been here for things other than NBA games. Kendrick Perkins is never in Memphis.
That's
never.
a real video.
Yeah. Kendrick Perkins just says stuff. He wants to be. They want to make him be ESPN's Charles Barkley, and he's not.
By the way, you know who did stand up for Memphis that I saw yesterday after we got off the air? Woody Page.
Woody Page did stand up for Memphis.
Woody Page is from Memphis.
Yeah. He went to
White Station?
Is it White Station? That's where Feinbaum went. I don't know if Woody Page went to White Station. Woody Page go to like Whitehaven, maybe?
Maybe.
I mean, it's a long time ago, so like.
This is what he wrote. Memphis is not the murder capital of the world. It's not even the murder capital of the NBA. New Orleans, Detroit, and Cleveland have more homicides per capita. Woody Page put that out there yesterday.
Yeah.
Defending Memphis. So, for what it's worth. Has anybody ever talked about Cleveland or Detroit or Denver?
He went to.
By the way, Denver? Or, I'm sorry, New Orleans. New Orleans was the other team.
I think he went to Whitehaven.
Whitehaven?
He wrote for the Whitehaven Press in high school.
Oh, then yes. There
and
you
he
go.
went
Then
to
he did.
he went to Cherokee Elementary, and he wrote news for the Cherokee Chit Chat.
There's the Woody Page.
Yeah, shout out Woody Page. Yeah. There's also like,
is it? I mean, and so this is the whole thing. Like when everybody's like, "Why do you have a chip on your shoulder?" You know what I mean? It's like, bro, the NBA finals are going on. This is one of the best NBA finals we've had in forever. And there have been major viral clips of people going out of their way to jump Memphis. It's like unbelievable. And it's like because Desmond Bain got traded, it started this, slide of people just, okay, now we can go. And it's like, what is happening? We're not even involved. We haven't been involved in anything in a month.
Hey, why is everybody still talking about us?
You know the crazy.
Just leave us alone.
You know the other wild thing too, of all of this. Outside of like a couple headlines and a couple like maybe semi-viral posts. Zach Edey driving 101 in a 55.
Dude, that picture I sent to y'all this morning where they put his head in place of Wilt Chamberlain and he held up 101. Like, come on, man. One of our listeners, Street's calling him Zach Speedy.
What kind of car does he have?
It's a Kia Sorento.
No.
Dude, he's driving like a Kia SUV. That's what I was like.
Then he has to sit in the back seat.
Yeah, they have it like.
They just got rid of the front seat and he just sits in the back seat and drives it.
Or the roof. They got rid of the roof.
And he sticks his head out the roof.
No, they moved the sunroof over.
His head's out the roof and he's sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, see those pictures of the dog like out the sunroof? That's Zach Edey. Put Zach Edey's head on.
Also, somebody does. I don't know if he's sponsored by them, but somebody needs to give him a heads up. By the way, okay, a couple of things on that. Number one, Kias and Infinitis are not the cars to have here. They can easily be programmed. It's like that's all the cars that are getting stolen.
Yeah.
Are Kias and Infinitis.
Well, he was in Indianapolis.
Understood.
So, yeah.
The other thing is,
but still don't have the Kia here.
The other thing is, a Kia Sorento goes 101.
Okay, so
who knew?
It also got me thinking. I was thinking about this. I was like, have you ever driven a car and gotten 100? Like you driving it, have you ever like what's the fastest you've gone? Like on the highway when you're on a road trip, what is the fastest you've gone?
Probably.
You
for
think
fun? Like, and that's like no, and that is like.
I don't think I've ever gotten to 100.
No, that's barren highway.
Yeah, no. I don't think. I think the fact
that's like one of those like you're driving down to Florida and you're in that stretch where it's 4-lane.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean, 2 lanes on this side, 2 lanes on the other side. You haven't seen anybody in 40 miles. And you won't see anybody in 40 miles.
Right.
And so you gun it just to see what it feels like. Yeah, I've probably done it then.
I think I got pulled over on the way to New Orleans. I was going 92 and a 70, and I think that's the fastest I've gone. It's like 92. I didn't get reckless driving. I was close. I think it's like 25. You got to get reckless driving, 25 over, and I was like 22 over.
And it's crazy because isn't that what Sanders went as well, Shador? Wasn't he 101 or was he 110? We've had 200-mile-per-hour drivers that were very, very famous college athletes. But the Zach Edey thing people don't care about driving, reckless driving.
101. It was 101 for Shador, yeah.
How about that?
Man.
They should race each other. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Or they
Shador Sanders and Zach Edey racing each other.
Yeah. Like, come on, if you want to do this and get away with it, just go down to Athens, Georgia. and race your car.
Good grief.
Then
Don't
you
do that.
Just get away with it.
Don't do that.
be
But
Georgia football.
look, Zach Edey's got an old lead foot.
Man.
I would use the excuse that I wear a size 25 shoe.
Okay.
And so I can't even look, man. I wear a size 25 shoe. I can't even feel the accelerator when I hit it. Dude, do you know? You know how I've got those pictures where I've held up my hand to Jaren Jackson Jr.'s hand or whatever, and it looks like I'm like a toddler compared to it, whatever. Can you imagine what the accelerator looks like amongst Zach Edey's shoe? Again, he has a totally reasonable response. He's like, I can't even feel this.
Yes, I can't feel the pedal.
It's like it looks that big.
It's like a Lego.
Yes, it looks like a Lego compared to his foot.
Yeah. I'm trying to find out what car Shedeur was driving.
It was not a Kia, I promise.
You don't think so?
He wouldn't be caught dead. He wouldn't be
looks
caught.
like he was driving a truck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Probably a Lamborghini truck.
Yeah, it might be.
Probably. That's what I'd
A
guess.
Porsche.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Zach Edey he's gotten off the hook. I think a little bit.
He was driving a 2025 Dodge pickup truck with Colorado plates.
How about that?
He's driving a Ram. These cars just go way faster these days than we realize.
I don't know.
Faster.
If I saw a Kia Sorento going 100, I would. I mean, again, that stands out. If you're you gotta at least have a sports car going 100. It might be like, hey man, maybe that looks like it's going faster than it is. A Kia Sorento going 100 gotta look, just crazy.
Crazy.
It'd be like a minivan driving on, right? You stand out.
Yes.
If you're in a Ferrari or something, it's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. The Ferrari's going fast. That's a fast car.
Yeah, Ferrari.
But if I saw a minivan trucking down 240 going 100 miles an hour, I'd be like, holy hell. Right? I'm not used to seeing it. Look, obviously his crime, which he will be punished for, is going too fast, going way over the speed limit, right? He shouldn't do that. That is dangerous. In fact, reckless. But especially in a Kia Sorento, where if you're gonna get caught, bro.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't look right. A Kia Sorento going 100 miles an hour does not look right.
He's lucky. Because if you do that in Memphis, it's 100% okay, that car's stolen. It's easy.
100%.
100%. If I see a Kia Sorento driving on a highway in Memphis going 100 miles an hour, I'm like, they just stole that car.
Or they're running from someone.
Or they're running from somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's his big issue.
Yeah.
Beyond the reckless driving.
Yeah.
It's the car you're in, guy.
Yeah. Come on, man.
They're for sure gonna spot that. They're gonna be like, "Whoa!" Gun, and click the gun on that. Like, what is that Kia Sorento? No one has ever driven a Kia Sorento 100 miles an hour that was not up to something.
Because
Except Zach Edey, and maybe he was up to something. Maybe he was up to something. I don't know.
I've seen athletes drive their cars
they drive fast.
I've left hustle games and seen BMWs come flying by. It happens.
This is how Zach Edey and a Kia Sorento.
Zach Edey and a Kia Sorento right there. Yeah. Pretty much.
Is that really what the car was?
Yeah. Zach Edey.
That's
Kia Sorento,
crazy.
yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Because I thought the same thing when I was looking.
If you see a
what
Kia
was he
Sorento,
driving?
I agree with you on that, Roser. If a Kia Sorento is going 100 miles an hour, a crime has been committed.
I'm glad he got pulled over in Indy with doing that and not here.
Yes.
Because there's Edey and his Kia Sorento.
Oh gosh, that is crazy.
Shout out Zach Edey.
You know what?
The ankle's not hurt that bad anymore.
Huh?
Ankle's not hurt that bad.
He can press the accelerator.
Yeah, he can press the accelerator.
Or maybe he does it with a stick since he's sitting all the way in the back.
Just got a cane he puts there.
Or maybe he has a boot on. And he can't control it with the boot. Last one. Slow down, Zach.
Come on, Zach. We need blue lights behind him.
Zach Edey got pulled over.
My gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back after this. Chris Vernon Show.
It's time for our Pick Six, Mike. 6 classics that we're most looking forward to in the 2025 football season.
Las Vegas, obviously, that's the Grambling State University, Jackson State University clash. They're taking 2 iconic HBCU brands going to an NFL stadium in Las Vegas.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Murray State is going to the College World Series. It's easy for me to pick a team because 1, I love an underdog. 2, I hate UCLA, and I see that opening round matchup. And 3, we are connected to the school's most famous alumni, John Morant of Murray State.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, 1 exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The Tigers are going to play in November in the Bahamas, the Baha Mar tournament, and the other teams expected to be there. Purdue, Wake Forest, and possibly Texas Tech. So Texas Tech's going to be good. Purdue's going to be good. If you don't have a roster that puts you in that same conversation, it could be a tough trip to the Bahamas.
Yep. The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
The Grizzlies, Grannies, and Grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information. Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies on home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Yeah. Just be cool. Just be cool. Just be cool.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Join us for the Grind City Media Draft Show. You know, this has now gotten infinitely more interesting. We weren't even going to do a draft show.
No.
We really weren't. It was like 2 second-round picks. What are we going to do a draft show
That's
for?
right. Well, you know that we've done it at Southland the last couple of years.
Right.
And one of those years, the day before the draft, we traded our pick in the Marcus Smart trade. So we sat there and we did a show at Southland because it was already planned, but we didn't have a pick because we traded it the day before the draft. So we weren't going to do it this year because that's why we're not doing Southland is because we didn't have a pick.
Now we're doing it.
Now we're doing
and
it.
And you can join us for the Grind City Media Draft Show presented by Southland.
Presented by. They can still present it, though.
On Wednesday, June 25th at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Hear from GCM personalities like John Roser as they react to the draft picks, trades, and more. Download the Grind City Media app and subscribe to the Grind City Media YouTube channel today for all your Grizzlies draft coverage.
I'm not the only one on there. There's a bunch of...
I said
yeah.
GCM personalities like John Roser.
Yeah.
Rob Fisher will be a part of it. Pete Pranica will be a part of it. I'll be a part of it. Gary will be a part of it. Like, again, we weren't suspecting that we were going to be having to do anything with the draft. So now I've got to go on this incredible crash course, and my target guy... He's ours. He's our target guy.
He's the official draft choice of the Chris Vernon Show.
Yeah, well, we're not getting him.
No, he's going to go in the top 10.
He got invited to the green room.
Yeah.
I want to have you do something right now. And Jalen, if you want to pull it up, I'm sorry for the late note. The front page of CBSSports.com. Just type it in right now.
Okay.
If you can type it in right now. I mean, this has gone disastrously wrong for us. I mean, of all the players in the entire draft,
yes.
Now I see Cedric Howard stuff all the time.
All the time.
Yesterday, it was that he was getting invited to the green room. Literally the front page of CBS Sports. I know. CBSSports.com is a huge article about Cedric Howard. There's all kinds of players in this draft. His story is the craziest story of all time, though.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm gonna have
like
to
the
read
whole
it.
D3 thing and then playing 6 games, because of a shoulder injury and then supposed to be going to Duke, but now he's probably going to go in the top 10 of the draft.
Well,
It's
if you
look at this. He's on the front page. A guy in Target told me about this guy 2 months ago.
Well, Kleiman, if you have a conviction about this guy,
get him.
Go up and get him because you have shown you are willing to move in the draft. Get up and get him.
Well, he had a conviction about Donovan Clingan last year and couldn't do it.
Exactly.
Make it
so
happen.
You can make up for it.
Make it happen.
Can make up for it.
We want Cedric Howard.
We want Cedric Howard.
That's what we want. And I don't want him to end up on some rat team. God forbid he goes to like Brooklyn.
Or the
Hornets. Or the Wizards.
What do the Hornets pick?
Huh?
What do the Hornets pick?
4 or 5? Yeah. Something like that. No, 5 is Utah, right?
Yeah.
Are the Hornets 4?
They might be 6. Or no, the Wizards are 6. The Pelicans are 7th. The Hornets are 4. Yeah, they are.
What has gone on with this Ace Bailey thing? The craziest story ever. Like, that is going to be the story of the draft.
So you brought up.
Does he have a promise?
No, I heard you bring this up to Was it Simmons when you said, I've only seen one thing like this before, and it was Amari Stoudemire?
Yes.
He worked out for Houston, who had the number 1 pick, and he worked out for Phoenix, who picked 9th.
That's right.
And that was it. And the Grizzlies picked 4th and ended up taking Drew Gooden. And
But this guy has no, according to sources, this guy has worked out for nobody.
No. But what happened? Amari Stoudemire had a promise from Phoenix.
Right.
So we will take you.
Right.
Absolutely, that's it. I don't care they haven't worked out. Somebody's promised him. Has to be.
But I don't understand why you wouldn't work out for 3.
Because they got a 3.
You're just costing yourself money.
Yeah.
And again, 3 might not be 3.
But they've said
it's Philadelphia. The 3rd pick might not be the 3rd pick.
Yeah,
right? Like,
it might not be
going to Philly.
It might not be Philly. It might not be.
If Daryl Morey traded that down for assets, it wouldn't surprise anybody. Especially if he's got his heart set on somebody that he thinks he could get a little bit lower, and somebody's fallen in love with Ace Bailey.
I am with you. I think he's got a he has to have a promise from somebody.
You know what, dude? Here's the other problem.
And you know who I think it is?
I read Mark Stein's article yesterday, though, and there are people out there. When I read the article, I was like, damn, dog. Like, this kid might just be getting, like, pretty bad advice.
He might be getting bad advice.
So the idea is that Sharif Cooper, you remember who left Auburn?
The little kid, tiny point guard.
And instead of staying around and throwing lobs to Jabari Smith and Walker Kessler, decided to go ahead and leave. And now he's in France.
Yeah. Played in the G League for a little bit. He was in the Next Up game.
Many thought he was the victim of bad advice. His dad is the guy representing Ace Bailey, who is not a licensed NBA agent. And he is listed with 2 agents. But according to the Stein article I read, all these NBA teams say the point man for Ace Bailey is Omar Cooper. And it's like, okay, dude, what is going on here? Like, seriously, are you getting led astray? And then they had this. Now, everybody says he's a super affable kid and they like him. He's got good energy and whatever else. But it's just bizarre. It's a bizarre thing. He's the only one, Roser.
This makes
that
sense
hasn't
too.
worked. They said this morning he is the only United States-based player that has not worked out for teams.
This makes sense. He played at the same high school as Sharif Cooper too. Ace Bailey did in Georgia. Yeah, Powder Springs, Georgia. McEachern.
So there you go.
Did you know Ace Bailey's from Chattanooga?
No.
He was born in Chattanooga.
Wow.
Played high school in Chattanooga until he transferred.
Where?
He played high school his freshman year. He played his freshman year in Chattanooga at Boyd Buchanan School.
What?
Yeah.
That's where my best friend played.
Yeah, Boyd Buchanan. And then after his freshman, he grew up in Chattanooga, played his first year of high school in Chattanooga, and then after his freshman year, he transferred to Powder Springs, Georgia, and played at McEachern.
So 2 of my best buddies in college, including my best friend, the one that passed away, he went to Boyd Buchanan. When he lived in Chattanooga.
Okay.
And then the other guy who you've heard me mention before, my other buddy from college, is a guy named David Coppinger, whose nickname was Bopper. And Bopper was, they won the state championship, and he was like Mr. Basketball, right? He's the guy that when we used to go on, it's so funny.
The dirty magazines?
When we would walk into gas stations, he would go, y'all got any dirty books? He would say that to the register.
Y'all
got any dirty books? And they'd be like, what? He'd be like, dirty books. And then he would point to the Playboys or whatever. That was him. He was like
an awesome high school basketball player.
Amazing.
That's funny.
Amazing high school basketball player. Bopper Coppinger. Hilarious. That's him. They went to Boyd Buchanan 100 years ago.
Yeah.
That's where
Ace Bailey played his freshman year of high school.
Boyd Buchanan's small, too.
Yeah.
That's a small private school.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he transferred to McEachern in Georgia, which is where Sharif Cooper went to high school in Georgia. To make sense, because he went to Auburn, which is right next.
And now
Auburn's
they
right
say
there.
his dad. Look here. I'll tell you. Where is it? I'm gonna find this for you, just so you can have some point of reference to what I'm talking about. Because I realize that my listenership is probably not all. Even though you should, I would tell you it's worth the money. Subscribe to the Stein line. my buddy Mark Stein. It's and he's actually hired what's his name to work for him.
Jake Fisher.
This article is actually by Jake.
Yeah.
But it's how far might Ace Bailey fall, and it says on Wednesday night, this is this week, it said the Steinline reported details about Bailey's first scheduled visit to an NBA team's turf in the pre-draft process, Philadelphia. Not long after the story dropped, ESPN's lead correspondent for the draft, Jonathan Gavoni, reported Bailey abruptly canceled those plans, which only added to the growing uncertainty about how soon Bailey will be selected next Wednesday night after Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. To be clear, NBA talent evaluators by no means are likening Bailey's fate to what just happened to Shedeur Sanders. He's not falling in the 20s like Cam Whitmore, said one longtime scout. However, the Rutgers forward, who has not completed a known workout with an NBA team in the pre-draft process, was set to arrive in Philadelphia on Thursday for meetings and dining and had a hotel stay arranged as a prelude to the on-court workout on Friday. The Steinline reported on Wednesday night that the 1 week out mark, Philadelphia has signaled that it's strongly leaning to keeping the number 3 overall pick and just drafting a player it likes best there. An in-person visit surely would have increased Bailey's chances of becoming the Sixers selection. Did Bailey's camp cancel the trip because he's trying to orchestrate where he ultimately lands? Did it cancel because Bailey has a promise from another team in the upper reaches of the lottery? One source briefed on the process told the Steinline that, contrary to reports, Bailey's camp has not insisted on an ironclad promise from the Sixers that they will draft him. And it says, Bailey is healthy by all accounts and his shot making considered an elite skill. There's no savvy reason to avoid working out for Philadelphia unless you're secure and comfortable with the Hornets picking you at 4. Yet any suggestion between synergy between Charlotte and Bailey has yet to be circulated through the NBA grapevine. Lottery teams picking below Utah aren't ruling out the Jazz from selecting Bailey. There does not appear to be a surefire phenom for the Jazz to target after the team with the league's worst record this season fell as far as they possibly could in the lottery. An upside gamble on Bailey, in theory, could certainly appeal to the Jazz and their new president, Austin Ainge. They also hold the 21 pick. Vets such as Colin Sexton and John Collins, who are regarded as potential trade candidates, and future draft capital to try to acquire an additional lottery pick after theoretically using its own on Bailey. And then it goes on. It said that, but they had also reported that huge kid from Duke, Malik,
Yeah.
that he has gotten a lot of interest from Utah at 5.
Okay.
Which is a little odd, but.
Man,
again, you never know.
Projects.
Oh,
man,
they're taking Con Knippel. Come on.
Yes, they're absolutely taking Con Knippel.
You think there's a way they don't end up with Con Knippel?
Well, if he goes to Charlotte at 4.
Seriously?
I mean, Duke.
He's ending up with, dude.
Yeah. He's going to take Nipple.
The walk.
Yeah.
The walk of
Con
all walk.
Knippel. Him and Kyle Filipowski can be reunited. Whatever.
Right? But again, so the whole idea is that, like, this isn't clear. And then they bring up Brooklyn at like 8.
That's the one that I was going to say. Brooklyn would be the one. He played at Rutgers, so he was in that New York, New Jersey area all year. Like, Brooklyn's probably seen him a million times.
It's just odd.
Yeah.
It's odd to have this guy, like, and you do wonder, like, if Bailey is the guy that falls down below where a lot of the mock drafts have said, then who's the one that moves
What
up,
if he fell to 16?
Right? Stop.
I'm just saying.
That's not happening. Come on.
What if it did?
Come on.
Because you know the teams in front of us, Oklahoma City and San Antonio, aren't taking it.
Well, and here's the deal. You know very well that the fun part about this is going to be the mock drafts. That's what everybody bases their thought process on when it comes to this NBA draft. They look at the names and they say, oh, okay, he's supposed to go around there. He's supposed to go around there. And then what's going to happen is Cedric Howard or Igor Denman or somebody's going to go high, and everybody's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. All the time.
Has Gavoni put out another one?
It's just a matter of which one of them is going to be the one that, like, moves up in a big way. It seems like over the course of the last couple of weeks, Knippel's been the one that's already, I mean, he's moved in a lot of the mock top 5s.
Oh, yeah.
he's been the riser.
Because that's Gavoni's got him mocked for
Knipple?
4 to Charlotte.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Which is just, that would break Danny Ainge and Austin Ainge.
Yeah.
They got to have Knipple.
They got to have him.
Got to.
Yeah. And they have, he's got the Wizards taking Ace Bailey.
Which is what, 6?
6, yeah. I could see
God.
it. Like,
just him and Kilobale together, I guess. I don't know. Jeez. I don't know. But the whole Ace Bailey thing is, like, super interesting because you've got, again, my inclination would be to believe, what you were saying, which is I just don't understand why not working out for anybody. Who told him, like, that said, we're drafting you at this spot, and we don't want you to work out for anybody else. And he's like, yep, that's where I want to be.
It has It has to be Brooklyn. Because it's in New York.
You
he's
wouldn't do
already
that for
there, and it's New York.
But for 8? That's a lot of money difference.
I don't know. Maurice Stoudemire did it.
Yeah.
He said, I'm cool with 9. I'm going to work out for number 1 and number 9.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to worry about the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I'll let my game do the talking.
No, stop. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But, like, this guy, it's all been bad news. He was listed at 6'10", and then he came in at 6'8.5" or whatever he was.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. I hope the kid's getting good advice.
Yeah.
And, again, he's not going to fall tremendously, but we have seen this, man. We've seen guys falling, and and next thing you know, it's like, this has happened 100 million times where you look up and it's like, oh my God, Paul Pierce went 10th. Oh my God, Michael Porter Jr. went 12th. Oh my God, or whatever, 13th.
I was listening to our buddy Tate Frazier.
Yep.
And Jay Kyle Mann, and they were talking about Ace Bailey a bunch, and they were like, yeah, it is weird. Like, what's the downside for him working out? Because they're like, dude, he's going to get in workouts, and he's going to freaking look like Tracy McGrady.
Right.
Like, when he works out by himself, like, he's going to look like Tracy McGrady. He's going to be amazing in them. So it's like, why would you not work out for
and
anybody?
the other thing,
it's not like you're not going to be bad in them.
And the other thing is, do we know, like, is it just like 100% that Dylan Harper is going to go too?
Right.
To San Antonio.
Who already have De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle.
Right.
And, yeah.
Like, maybe they move that. Maybe they move it by the time it's all said and done.
Or would they trade Fox right away? Would they go ahead and put Fox on the move?
Maybe. But all of these, and then the other crazy thing is all these Durant stories that are coming out. And now it was like this morning, it was like, the Heat have now included Khalil Ware in talks. And I was like, ooh. Because the other one that was reported was Jalen Green.
Yeah.
And who was the other player? It was a pick. It was Jalen Green and like the 10th pick or something like that? Whatever pick they have.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could flip Jalen Green for more than that.
Yeah, right.
They don't need Jalen Green because they have Devin Booker.
Because they have Devin Booker, yeah. So it would be finding a third team.
But again,
I'll be your third team.
I mean, I would much rather bet on the future of Jalen Green. My opinion. I'd much rather. I mean, if the best asset I'd be getting from Miami is Khalil Ware, because I couldn't care less about having Andrew Wiggins and Duncan Robinson.
I agree.
So what? So. Again, I guess unless you just want money to come off your books sooner than later, and that's your method to be able to do that. And I like Khalil Ware. I do. But Jalen Green is again, they don't want to come off Jabari. They don't want to come off Reed Shepherd. They don't want to come off these other guys. But I still think Jalen Green is the best thing I've heard outside of a Randall or Gobert center, which he doesn't want to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
But, I mean, of the teams they have talked about, if it is all so, and San Antonio doesn't want to get rid of two or Castle, and if Miami is like, ooh, now they're including Khalil Ware, the best asset I have heard in a deal for Kevin Durant is Jalen Green.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. I know people are down on him now, but if Jalen Green ends up being one of the top 5 to 10 scorers in the NBA in the next 5 years, it'd be the least shocking thing ever to me, honestly. So his talent is crazy. He has not put it all together. I got it, but
it was made when he signed that 3-year extension, and how it was like 3 years, $100 million or whatever,
Yes.
$105 million. Everybody immediately goes, that's a contract that's made to be traded.
Yes.
Everybody knew. So it would make total sense. And then Phoenix, would move him along for something else. And I feel like you could get a lot of value for him too.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking like who knows? Desmond Bain, we got 4 first-round picks for, and 2 veteran players. So, maybe, who knows? You probably could get a lot for Jalen Green. Him and Bain make around the same amount of money, so.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't get the Bain return,
right.
But
that was extenuating circumstances where exactly what Bain is exactly what Orlando was desperate for.
But I will say, of the assets that we have heard put on the table from the 3 teams of which Kevin Durant desires to go to, Jalen Green is the best player.
Yes.
The best asset.
For sure.
A young guy that can get a bucket like that. And by the way, everybody's down on him. He was their leading scorer on a team that was the 2 seed.
Yeah.
If that happened.
Dude, if he ever learns shot selection, like what a good shot is.
He killed us.
Dude, he will be amazing. Because right now, he is so athletic that he doesn't know what a bad shot is, because he can literally get off every shot on the court because he's so freakishly athletic.
Yeah.
He could just jump and fade over everybody.
Last thing I want to get to, so obviously the Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever stories have been huge over the course of the past week since the melee that took place at the end of their game against the Connecticut Sun. Now they have announced today the all-star voting for the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark obviously number 1. Collier from the Lynx is right behind her, and then Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hall, all of them, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, a lot of the ones that Sabrina Ionescu, a lot of the people that you would suspect. But the thing that made me laugh is these are the returns right now, and there'd be nothing funnier than when these fan votes come back again. They're going to have to. This is my prediction. The WNBA is going to have to do something on the voting.
Yeah.
Or else Sophie Cunningham is going to end up in the damn All-Star game when it's all said and done. I have never seen somebody get more famous in 3 days outside of Hawk Tua Girl than Sophie Cunningham. It's unbelievable. Her fame has risen to this meteoric proportion.
Well, and the Fever didn't help putting our enforcer out on social media.
Oh, I know.
And her,
and she looks so hot.
Yeah.
And it's they can just keep putting. The Indiana Fever will not stop posting hot pictures of Sophie Cunningham. And what did she average? Did you say 6 points a game?
I don't know. I'm going to go vote for her.
Hey, it'd be funny as hell if a friggin' goon makes it to the All-Star guy. She has no business being there. But they say that her jersey has sold out. And the same people run the Pacers and the Fevers store, and they say they can't keep up. The inventory now, it's so crazy that they've got these 2 teams in conjunction, and that thing I sent you last night, they're getting thousands of orders a night.
Yeah.
In between all the Pacers gear and all of the Fever gear, they can't keep up. They can't even restock Sophie Cunningham jerseys.
That's amazing.
Nobody even cared about Sophie Cunningham until 5 days ago.
That's amazing.
And now she's wait till the next fan voting comes back for All-Star Game. Sophie Cunningham has become so outsized famous, it's unbelievable.
I'm voting for the WNBA. It won't let me vote for her.
What? Oh, they didn't even put her on the ballot? Because she's not good enough? Is she really not on the ballot?
I can type in her name and it doesn't let me vote for her. Is it because no. I know why.
What?
It's because she's a guard. All right. Paige Beckers, you're getting up out of here.
Is Sophie Cunningham on there?
Yeah, there we go. I got her. She's in. I already had 4 guards. 6 front court players, 4 guards.
Roser.
Yeah.
Do not make a mockery of the WNBA All-Star
Please. Game. Tony Allen voted for Luke Babbitt for the All-Star Game. I can vote for Sophie Cunningham for the WNBA All-Star Game.
She's a real fan favorite now.
Tony really voted for Luke Babbitt. that happened. Nneka Ogwumike. I know her.
Did you see how famous Sophie Cunningham's gotten? Hundreds of thousands of Instagram and TikTok followers.
That's crazy. She should.
In the last week. Did you say she averages 6 points a game?
Yeah, something like It's yeah. She's an enforcer. Yeah.
WNBA All-Star.
She's like the Stu Grimson, the Ty Domi. Yeah.
Oh my God, can you imagine? I'm glad she can hold her own. You know what I mean? Because boy, if she made the All-Star game just from being hot and protecting Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they'd hate that.
Yeah, what are they going to do if she gets in the All-Star game? Bully her and be mad?
Right.
Like, what? She just knock them right back out.
Goon. She's a goon.
Yeah. She averages, 6.4 points, 4.3 rebounds. She shoots 38% from the field, 41% from three. I don't know how many she takes, but.
And she grabs chicks by the throat.
Yeah, she takes 3 threes a game and shoots 41%.
Why not you?
Yeah, she's a sniper.
Sophie Cunningham.
All right, I'm submitting. I got to type in my.
Roser voting for Sophie Cunningham.
I got to type in my email.
Oh, crap. All right, so this weekend, look, everything. The only thing that matters is Game 7. I, of course, like the Pacers. Are you sticking with the Thunder?
Yeah, I have to stick with the Thunder.
You know they're going to tighten up, right? You know that.
Why won't they let
You know how tight they're going to be on Sunday?
I mean, probably.
They're going to be so scared of losing.
Yeah, probably. There we go.
House money, baby. House money for the Indiana Pacers. Especially 8.5-point underdogs. Just such disrespect. Such disrespect. It's so disrespectful, bro.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful, bro.
I will say, man, they better,
I am so excited.
It is, it's going to be awesome.
Seriously.
It is.
I am so excited for that.
Part of me was not excited for last night's game because I thought, I'm not surprised that happened. I thought the Pacers were going to probably win the last night pretty easily. So, kind of figured we'd get this. You know Tyrese Halliburton playing possum.
I may drive to Oklahoma City. I for sure won't.
Yeah.
But I'll be watching it 1 inch from my TV screen, cheering on my sirs. Yes, sir. Thank you to Jalen back in the studio. Thank you to John Rose across the glass. Everybody have a wonderful, safe weekend. Game 7 on Sunday night. We'll be back here to talk about it on Monday. Until then, we gone.